What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I'm Sunshinery. Make sure to subscribe.
I know that I can't go on without you. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We are here for a special podcast, a podcast I've actually never done here on my channel before. It is still by a Vanderpump Rules cast member. It's Billie and the Kid podcast with Billie Lee and Sammy Weiser, aka The Kid. Now, I decided to do this week's podcast because she had a special guest this week. And guess who it is? Jo Wenberg. She is just hopping from podcast to podcast. Apparently, Billie heard what Tom had to say on When Reality Hits with Brittany, and she told Jo, hey, you want to come on the podcast to clear some things up? You're more than welcome. I feel like Jo's doing a lot of talking, and literally Tom did one podcast after she has done now, 2 on Rachel's, and this will be her 3rd. And she feels like she needs to get whatever she needs out. So we're going to see what she has to say regarding what Tom had to say. If you missed the When Reality Hits podcast, it is here on my channel, along with both of Jo's Rachel episodes. So check those out if you have not seen them, and my Jo reaction video, because those are from her IG Lives when she was having a little bit of a Tom Schwartz breakdown, we'll call it. So let's not waste any time. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you're not yet subscribed, and make sure your notifications are set to all. All right, let's get into this hot mess.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Billie and the Kid.
I'm Sammy Weiser, aka The Kid.
And I am Billie Lee.
And this is our pod brought to you by Jam in the Van.
Jam in the Van.
This episode, I already know I'm not going to follow any of it because I can already tell it's going to be a lot of tea.
Well, we're having Jo on, and this is the first time we're having a second guest. I heard a podcast interview.
Jo's our first repeat guest.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun with Mandy. She's cool.
Yeah, I heard Tom Schwartz said some things about her, and I was like, you know what? Come on my podcast, say what you need to say, and just own up to anything you have to own up to.
And Mandy will drop knowledge about the situation.
Yeah, hopefully
Perfect.
She will.
Hopefully.
That's so
It's
set
always
up.
interesting, though. That was fun. I'm not high. I'm fine. I'm literally fine. No, it's always interesting. Like when she's like explaining her shit, it's interesting to see what a comedian who doesn't watch it has to say about what's going on.
Yeah.
Like after shit is explained.
This is gonna be a hard episode for me just because I have really been not trying to talk about my personal life.
Your mouth shut about this shit.
But then
Not to me, but to the world.
Yes. But I saw a comment from someone, and I just was like, you know what? I need to talk about this now because it really pissed me off and it triggered me. And yeah, you're gonna hear all about it. It's gonna be a hard one.
And also, we have Flint Mints.
Flint Mints to help us through this difficult conversation.
And just a little clue to the comment that she's referring to. It supposedly was from Victoria, Tom Sandoval's new girlfriend, which we did see a little bit ago that, Billie unfollowed both of them, and Victoria actually unfollowed both Sandoval and Billie. So this is going to be interesting.
Is it over between Tom Sandoval and his girlfriend, Victoria Lee Robinson? Well, it looks like this might be so. Thanks to Vanderpump Recaps and Bravo Investigator, they were able to see that Tom and Victoria both stopped following each other. As you can see, they both no longer follow one another. And Billie Lee, who is Tom Sandoval's bestie, was also close to Victoria Lee Robinson. She had even posted this maybe a few months ago saying, my new favorite couple. Billie Lee no longer follows Victoria Lee Robinson as well. But wait a second, guys, I just checked something else. Billie Lee no longer follows Tom Sandoval either. Interesting. Maybe because Billie Lee was in love with Tom Sandoval and got jealous. I find it really interesting that all this unfollowing is happening now that the season is coming to an end. I've always thought these two were a PR couple completely. So you guys start dating once the season comes on, and then you break up when the season ends. If that is not a PR couple, I don't know what is. And it was just last week on the after show where he was like gushing about her, saying how she's so successful, she's a model. She didn't know what Vanderpump Rules was. Like, she's not with him for fame. Sure, buddy.
Mandy, hi. Welcome.
Hey.
Thanks.
Are we going? We doing this?
I guess
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
doing
her
it.
thing was.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mandy did the clap. That happened. We're doing it.
No, we just start talking here. That's how it
No,
works.
I like
right?
it. I
think
do
it
the
confuses
same.
everyone.
Yeah.
No, I do the same thing. I don't know why I asked. It's like just
Yeah, you have a podcast,
I had to
right?
be on the other
Misery
side and
loves
ask the
Mandy.
question. Yeah.
Oh, cool. How long you been podcasting?
I'm almost to episode 100. So
Whoa.
almost. Yeah. So I guess
Holy
I'm
shit.
at 2 years.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Has it made you more or less mentally ill having a podcast?
I've done everything myself, film and edit,
Wow.
booking, and I have lost 1 full eyebrow. This hair's thinning, and
You have perfect hair.
thank you. I just started taking medicine.
Okay.
So a little stressful, but I fucking love podcasting.
Okay.
It's fun.
Like
I do
it's
too.
so fun. It's like it's worth the hard work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who's one of your favorite guests that you've had on? I know you had Jason Ellis recently. You had
Oh yeah,
Usama.
Jason was great. I literally loved everyone, but my favorite person is Chase O'Donnell.
Oh, fuck yeah. Chase is hilarious. I saw her perform in the Belly Room a few weeks ago.
She's so fucking
She's really
funny.
funny.
We do every holiday episode together now,
Ah.
and we just go all out. Which I'm so bummed the 99-cent store is gone.
I'm actually really depressed about it.
Yeah, I'm really pissed. I'm
Every
upset.
single one is closed now?
All of them. They went
All
out
of
of
them.
business.
Like it already went into effect. I mean, like every
Like the
single
buildings, it's closed. Like they're empty.
Yeah,
It's done.
That's fucked up.
done.
Dude, imagine. Okay, 99 cents. Imagine the sales at the end of that.
They would literally have 50 and 60%
I went.
off.
Yeah,
You did
I
go?
did.
50 and 60% off, so everything's 6 cents.
Yeah.
I did that.
Can I
That's
tell
not
you,
math. That's not
wait,
math.
when I was poor and I was like homeless in LA, like when I first moved here, the 99-cent store like literally like kept me alive.
Fuck yeah.
And I just want to shout out to the 99-cent store because I know so many people who are on a budget. Like they need that store.
They do.
You know?
Yeah.
And like they have everything. They had food. I used to buy these little ham packets and I'd put them in the microwave.
Yo, wait.
I
Billie's
ate-
vegan. I've
I
never
know.
heard her say she's eaten ham.
I've been vegan for 15 years. This was probably
Wait, you've
19.
eaten ham before?
This
I'm
was
actually
20
freaking
years.
out. I'm being dead serious. You've eaten ham before?
I used to eat all the bad meat. I used to love a steak, girl.
Are you kidding?
And now I think about it, it makes me so.
This is a bigger reveal than anyone understands. This is literally.
What do you think I was born vegan?
Yeah, of course I assumed you were born vegan.
No, I loved meat for a long time, but like I can't imagine even like. But you know, if it gets
You loved me for a
cross-contaminated-
long time. Is this like a metaphor? Like, what's going on? It's a metaphor. Okay. Billie ate ham. What the fuck, dude?
Not just ham, 99-cent store ham.
Yeah.
That's
like-
that might actually not even be meat though.
I know.
Plot twist, it's vegan the whole time because it's literally just chemicals.
So Mandy Martino has her own podcast called Misery Loves Mandy, if anyone wants to check that out. I'm not too sure I've ever heard of her, but I'm very interested to know what she's all about. So I'm happy to have her on this podcast so we can learn a little bit more about her. And the 99-cent store is closed. I don't think we have those around here. We have Dollar Trees, which I do know that Dollar Tree prices are slowly going to be increasing, and that's a big thing throughout the Dollar Tree community. If you actually like seeing Dollar Tree hauls and what you can upscale from Dollar Tree items, my friend Jenny Lee has a channel called Complete Creations. You should definitely check her out. She does a lot of hauls. She is moving away from the Dollar Tree stuff to do more Tumblr designs and more how-to videos, like we did how to make snow globe tumblers. She's an amazing creator. Check her out. She will be linked down below. She's one of my best friends. She's my dot. And she loves Vanderpump Rules just like we do. And if you wanted a custom-made Vanderpump Rules tumbler, t-shirt, anything, she is your girl. I'm working on some ideas with her.
I'm trying to be vegan. I'm at the dumb word flexitarian phase.
Okay,
Where
what the fuck does that mean? Word of the day,
It's
flexitarian.
a stupid word where you're like vegan most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm vegan most of the time, but you know, it's like those bi girls. Like whenever they get drunk, they're like, I'm all of a sudden bisexual.
Yeah.
That's how I am with vegetarian. For some reason,
Okay.
I'm like, wait, I think I might be vegetarian tonight. And
I
then
have a bottle of wine, and we're having family dinner at my house, and Billie has a bottle of wine with my mom, and she's like, actually, the mac and cheese sounds perfect.
and then the next day, I'm like, oh my god, did someone watch me eat that? Like, I'm so embarrassed.
All over TMZ is like you walking around with fucking cheese.
I hope they don't think I'm vegetarian.
I like that it's not even you eat meat. You were just went from vegan to
Oh, I
vegetarian.
could
Yeah.
never go to. I could
No,
never
no,
go to meat.
literally,
No.
that would of everything that's ever happened with Vanderpump,
But your
that would
mom's good at
ruin
making
that would
vegan
PR ruin you.
Yeah, I know.
If you were caught with dairy, Jesus
But
Christ.
I've been drunk before, and I will have like
You've been
mac
drunk
and cheese,
before?
and
Sick,
I
dude.
would have like
Me too.
cheese
Well,
pizza.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, pizza
Welcome to
drunk.
Boys Night on the podcast. We've all been drunk before. Are you a Jello shot girl?
No, but I would.
Okay,
But
Joe is.
yeah, I saw that. I'm more
Yeah.
of a beer, wine,
Okay, obsessed.
Yeah.
What's your number one drink of choice?
probably a red wine.
Okay.
Just a red blend or beer.
Okay.
I go back and forth. They're pretty tied
She
for
loves
me.
a beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
You're
love a
such a
beer.
I love beer
but
so
I also
much.
have a small bladder, and
So,
Have
Mandy
you
loves
heard?
talking about
Have
pee.
you heard?
Okay.
Read your Instagram bio.
it's a small bladder, big dreams.
Yeah.
Small bladder, big dreams.
And when I read that, I was like, girl, I should have that in mind because my friends get so annoyed that I have to pee all the time.
All the
Billy always
time.
has to go pee every 5 minutes, and I always have to smoke a joint every 5 minutes, so it's really hard for us to literally get anywhere.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because they made room for my vagina, so I think that my bladder is smaller. Or, I mean, I'm not a
What happened to
doctor.
me?
Yeah.
There's no answer for Mandy.
I mean, that's what I blame it on. I'm like,
Mandy just fucked up genetics.
yeah.
I
Sorry.
was just born with this stupid ass bladder.
Fuck, dude.
Do you
Yeah.
pee your pants ever?
Oh yeah. I just got back. I went on a cruise.
Oh, yeah, I love doing that.
I know. I full on. So I drink nothing but diuretics, which we
Mhm.
shouldn't have. Coffee, energy drinks. Is
I
what
thought you were going to say
live
diarrhea,
on.
and I was like, that's a problem.
She can relate to that. That's how she is.
Yeah. I was like, whoa.
She has a weak butthole.
Weak butthole.
That makes me feel
Listen up, boys. Weak butthole.
It's all that anal play.
Takes a minute to come back.
Yeah.
So I'm on the cruise and I drink like an electrolyte in the like a bottle of water and then my electrolyte water and a coffee and I went to the gym on the cruise and
Oh, no.
I was finishing
You're already
up.
spiraling.
It was and there's no bathroom in the gym, so I was like, let me just finish up. I had to go, but I didn't think it was like emergency until like I was on my way out. But I was on my way out, just fully pissed myself. Thank God my leggings were black.
Did you feel it coming or just boop?
No,
what
out of
happened?
nowhere it was like hundo and just
Hundo.
full, not like a full heavy pee all, and I sprinted out of the gym.
Hundo pee.
Hundo pee.
For real.
The crew. It was packed. I'm at the point now where like I'm not embarrassed and I don't give a shit. I was just like, man, now I have to go change before the buffet.
You do stand-up comedy. That's way more embarrassing than peeing your pants.
right?
You know, it's fine.
I don't know if anyone saw or if I left a trail, but I just sprinted out and then back to my room and I was like, but that thing was like I didn't even see that one coming.
Well, I can't say that I ever pissed my pants. There's been times, though, it's gotten close, but I get that having to pee every 5 minutes thing because I drink a lot of coffee. I love my Dunkin' lattes. Have to have them. Large size, caramel mocha, yum, yum, yum. But this is a great way to jump into a podcast. I think they have a lot of high energy, especially Sammy the kid. She's very high energy. But so far, so good. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.
Also, a cruise is so many people. Like, you can blame an old person and be like, oh my God, they again?
Yeah,
you know
you
what I mean?
can't
Like,
Not where the water
embarrassed.
splashed you.
you're right. It's on
You're
water.
surrounded by water.
I'm like, blame an old person.
So rude. I peed my pants one time. Remember we were me, you, Jade, and all of us were at Soho in Malibu.
Oh,
I
you
laughed
literally peed
so
yourself.
hard. I literally peed myself.
Yeah.
Well, because there was a reason to laugh that hard. We got stuck.
Yeah, we got stuck. We couldn't get it back up.
We climbed down this ladder to go like fucking smoke weed on the sand because we're cool as fuck. And it was like high tide or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so basically the sand washed away while we were having our little playtime downstairs. And so there wasn't enough like ground for us to get back to the ladder that we originally came from. And we got stuck on the beach at night.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
And she thought it was funny as fuck.
I was
would have too.
dying laughing. Like one of our friends ran with a glass and fell, and literally the wine stayed in the glass the entire time.
Literally. That's the most white girl shit ever. You're like, I'll break my fucking face, but like
not,
the wine, nothing will
not
happen.
the wine.
A fresh glass of Sauvignon Blanc. She's like, nope.
But Jade still uses this joke. She's like, yeah, my friend got a new pussy, and like that shit's broke. Like she said something about how
She said, the joke is like, your friend. I have like such a Rolodex of jokes in my head.
I know.
I'm literally like, she said it on August 11th, 77, blah, blah, blah.
I wish I could remember shit. I can't remember anything.
I don't remember anything besides comedy, but that's the only thing I care about.
That's why.
That's
yeah.
why. It's the only thing I use my brain power towards. Secretly, I'm a genius. I turn it off on purpose. I forgot what I was saying.
yeah, the joke about my broken vagina.
Oh, no, it's not broke. Oh, you're right. Okay, she's basically like, my friend got a pussy and it's already leaking. It's like, that shit's brand new. You just got it. Why is there already like, send it back to the factory?
Yeah.
You know? Like along the lines of like, it literally is already leaking. Like, it's already fucked up. You just bought it.
That only happened
You
once,
just
by the
bought
way.
it.
I know. What's the return policy?
Yeah,
What's
there
the
should be
return
like
policy?
a warranty.
Yeah. On that note.
On that note, whatever this is going to be isn't going to be a smooth transition. So let's see what she has to say right now.
We got to bring Joe out. Joe is here. My friend Joe is back.
Yeah, she's back. This is her second appearance. This is our first repeat, dude.
This is our first
Whoa,
repeat.
First repeat.
Yeah.
Mandy Martino is here for the first repeat.
Yeah, well, I heard some stuff go down on Brittany and Jack's podcast, and we had a conversation. I was like, girl, come in here. Let's talk about it.
So, this is Joe's second time on the podcast. I did see when I was looking at Billie's podcast that she also had Tom Schwartz not that long ago on as well. I don't think Vanderpump news is going to slow down anytime soon, but I would love to cover these older podcasts that have come out and kind of see what they have to say back then. If this is something that you guys are also interested in, please let me know down below. But let's get into it. Joe's coming on. Let's see what Joe has to say. And we know she always says a lot.
That is so cute, that outfit.
It's called the airplane outfit. It's when you
perfect airplane outfit.
Thank you.
Oh, I literally.
They work?
Yes.
Yeah. No, honestly, they look really fire on you.
You that color's great on you.
Maybe I should get
You
some.
match the.
They literally compliment everyone. I love them. Every time I've ever worn them.
I've worn
I'm
them
like,
every episode because
I
I
can
also
tell.
get
You
so.
can't- she has more fingerprints
I also.
on those than I've ever seen. Like,
Billy's being a detective. She's like, yep, she's worn those 72 times. I get so high and they're pink, so they cancel
nice.
out what's actually going on.
Oh, that's
It
smart.
cancels it out.
That's a good idea.
She's like
Genius.
pointing her eyes and she's like, "Yep, this is what's
It,
going
it
on."
color cancels. It
Yes.
color cancels the red eye.
Well, that makes
It's a disguise.
lumify.
Lumify.
Is that not
Okay.
the da-da-da where you can like put the eye drops in or something?
What is it? Da-da-da.
Eye drops.
Yes. What do I win? Wait, how did you understand that? You immediately knew da-da-da eye drop?
So Billie knows
That's
best.
literally insane that you already speak her language.
Yeah,
Do you
well,
watch
yeah,
Vanderpump
yeah.
Rules? Is that how you already speak the language?
Yeah, right.
No, but now I need to.
Are you a reality TV watcher at all?
I was a big The Bachelor for a while.
Okay.
Yes.
Then I took a break when Chris Harrison was fired.
So did I.
And now I got back with Joey. Well,
Me too.
The Golden
Me too.
Bachelor.
The
weaned
old
me
man
on.
version?
The old man weaned me on, and then Joey sealed the
Joey
deal.
stole, and they're still together, right? On The
Yeah.
Bachelor. That makes
the
me
old
happy.
man got a lot of people back.
Yeah.
But they also
My
I
brother
think are
watched
done,
that
right?
season.
Yeah, they broke. It was like a fake. I don't know if it was fake, but like I don't think he really was in it.
The old guy was the fake?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
Well,
old, he
That
doesn't have
poor
a brain.
girl. Hopefully she knew about it.
don't
I would agree.
know.
Hopefully she knew about it too. Like that would make me. Oh wait, what? Vanderpump Rules all over?
Yeah.
Well, I can't say that I'm a big Bachelor fan, but I can say this is where the tea is about to be spilled, so let's buckle up for this one.
Joe, can we talk about this actually?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you went on a podcast.
Here we go.
I know, here we go.
Here we
Bum,
go.
bum, bum.
What did you
Here we
do?
go.
Do I need another one?
Explain
Yeah.
it to Mandy. Take a Jello shot.
I love you, Mandy. Yes, Billy, my girl.
Take a
By the
Jello
way, we
shot
only
every time
also-
you get uncomfortable. The jar will be done so fast, dude. So quick. So fucking quick.
Yes.
So you went on a podcast and briefly talked about, and you're like, I don't want to speak for Billie, but she's no longer talking to Tom. And I've kept my mouth shut. I literally have not said a word until you said something about boundaries.
Yes.
And then someone, my publicist, actually sent me this screenshot. And it's Victoria on this Bravo site, which like, are you really watching all the Bravo sites? Like
Obviously.
she's addicted. And she said Billie didn't set a boundary, and then she put a laughing emoji. I wasn't gonna say a word until I saw this fucking text because it makes me so upset. Obviously, I gave up a lot for Tom. Like I lost a lot of friends, and I was there for him as much as I could be, and I have no regrets. I 100% love that I was there to help a friend out. Totally. The thing is, Tom was sober for a very long time. When he met Victoria, he started drinking again. And I noticed like a lot of alarming things, especially like how the house was a mess all the time. There was drugs laying around everywhere. It was just a very darker time. And he was
The
like,
drugs were mine.
no. And he literally was like just always depressed. They were fighting all the time. I would get dragged into the fights. And I had Tom on my podcast. She sent me flowers.
That was
She
the last-
showered me with gifts.
So yes.
She would FaceTime me all the time like she was one of my close friends.
You were
And then-
posting her. You guys went out together. You
Yeah.
were posting like bestie.
And then Tom and I were like, we didn't really hang out a lot one-on-one, but which was fine with me. I'm so happy that they're together. So Tom was like really trying to get me. I was actually going to your house, but Tom was like, come over, I'll order food. And I was like, no, I'm going to Sammy's. And he's like, I already ordered your favorite food. Let's watch a movie. And I was like, okay, I haven't spent alone time with him in a while. I'll go.
Yeah.
So we're eating, we're watching a movie like we normally do, just
Yep.
regular shit.
Yep.
And she kept on calling and calling and calling. And so he had to go upstairs. They got into a fight. He came downstairs and he said, she thinks that we're going to sleep together tonight.
Oh my.
And I'm like, what? Like, literally, this girl is acting like she's my best friend.
Are you crying?
Maybe.
Okay.
No,
I
it
get
is.
so
It's
Wait, we have to fill in Mandy also. Give her a Jello shot. Mandy, Tom and Victoria are dating.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it has been a rumor for a long time now that Tom Sandoval and Billie Lee have hooked up in the past. Whether that's actually true or not, that still remains to be seen. But to me, that kind of makes me feel like Victoria knew something we don't know, and that's why she felt uncomfortable with them hanging out alone. But I do want to show you the clip from when Sandoval was on Billie's podcast, and they mentioned the whole flower thing, which was the very first episode of this podcast. So here's a quick clip.
He's laughing. You are so
hold on.
sneaky. He's laughing.
Look at the flowers right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know who got those for you.
I know. So
I would say my addiction of the week is definitely my friend Victoria that I've been hanging out with. She's super awesome. She's one of the sweetest people. She's like, I've known her for like a super long time, but we went on our first date last night. It was awesome. It was very adventurous. A little crazy.
Is it Victoria like Victoria's Secret? Is that the Victoria?
She is a model. She's not.
Yeah,
it's not
she's
from
like a
Victoria's Secret, but
model.
she's gorgeous. She's a model.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
good
works
job.
a lot, and she's very successful and does well for herself, and but she's also very humble and really cool and just a really sweet, thoughtful person. Like I'm actually battling like a sore throat right now because I meet like 100 people a day.
Yeah.
Going into Schwartz and Sandy's and the Tom. It's like you take pictures of people. People like are excited. They want to talk to you. They want to tell their stories about everything. And obviously, I want to talk to people and socialize with them. So
Also, you enjoy giving head, so I'm sure down
that's
there all
true.
the time.
It's
I'm
super
drawn to the
easy
squishy
there.
mushroom.
Yeah.
No, I'm really into the squishy right now. I'm really
Yeah.
feeling it.
Yeah, I'm like up here obsessed with this. But I just want to say those flowers. Literally, I had the worst day.
She got her
because
car broken into and
Dude.
everything's stolen out of her car.
in Tom's
Everything.
When?
driveway.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago,
Fresh,
my computer,
so
all my
fucked up.
makeup, everything was stolen. So I
While
was like,
we were getting ready for this too, so it was a bunch of like.
it was
her
just
personal
such a
stuff
crazy
and my
week. And then I come back to
Bad
his
week,
house.
really.
I go back to his house, and Victoria literally has those flowers waiting for me, and the cutest card
Yeah.
saying that I'm sorry you had a bad day, and I hope this makes you smile.
Oh,
was
she
like,
got
dude.
you
I didn't
those?
even get her
Yes.
flowers.
Do you know how
dude.
much like that?
That's
Like,
nice.
Damn.
that like
That's nice.
That shit turns me on so much. Like sweet, nice people like that. Like it's like I'm just like.
You would like grandmas. They're all very sweet and nice.
You know what I'm saying though? It's just like
Yeah.
it's
No,
really she's so sweet and thoughtful. It's funny. Like we both do weird stuff like that too. Like
Oh, fuck. I just-
because we seem to be very similar in a lot of ways. We're both like kind of like spontaneous, adventurous, and like a little like we push it to the max sometimes. But also we both like to do things like that. And it's funny, like her dad's sick and she was not feeling well either. So like I had already had like soup sent to her house, and like as
kind of soup? What
she's
kind of
having
soup?
flowers sent to mine for Billie.
What kind of soup?
Chicken noodle.
Okay.
So that was the flower incident, and it was shortly after this that Tom actually asked Victoria to be his Valentine. Clearly, Valentine's Day, February 14th. So it was not that long after this. To me, that kind of seems like she was buttering up the friend per se, like, oh, I want to get to know his friends. I want to be friends with them, and being friendly, knowing that she had her car broken into and sending her flowers to cheer her up, kind of a thing. Is it genuine? I believe it was. And then maybe she found out the rumors or the truth, and that kind of made her take a look and be like, I don't know if I like you two alone together, kind of a thing. I don't know. We're going to find out some more info, though. That's just my speculations. What do you think? Let me know down below. Now, I have to add this quick clip in here for you guys. This is Billie talking about Victoria's statement, which she said on the podcast that she hasn't brought it up until now, but this was done 3 days ago, where the podcast was done 2 days ago, unless she said this before the podcast was released and they did the podcast and then this then was made after the podcast before it was released. That kind of a thing. But I like timeline order, and I want you to hear what Billie had to say to Victoria from the comment that she made on one of these Vanderpump fan accounts.
Relevant. For one, she's using text on a story because we don't want to see video of her literally slurring her words. That's what it's like when you have a conversation with that girl. And staying relevant. Like, girl,
you're so desperate. You're dating Tom Sandoval. Like, what? Like, when's the last time you worked? Like, Tom wanted me to help get her an assistant because I hired him too. And I'm like, what does she do? She sleeps all day and parties all night. Like, the girl hasn't worked in years. And even, like, I think she got like one small little gig and he's like, oh my God, Victoria's finally working. Like, the girl barely works. She cannot hold a job. She can barely hold a conversation. So what does she mean by relevant? Sweetie, I'm on tour. Still in traffic. Oh yeah, he told me, he's like, I want to get her an assistant because I feel like it'd encourage her to, like, you know, get up, get out of bed and basically do something with her life. Like, he wanted to get her an assistant, not because she's busy, but like to help keep her on track and to pull her out of bed and basically make her be productive. That's what the assistant was for. Yeah, clearly that didn't work out. Girl, I can go on and on and on. She best shut her fucking mouth because I have some shit to say if you really want to go there. Ooh. Let's go, girl. Let's go. Let's go. Also, she is right about this. She didn't touch Ariana's stuff. She had Tom and Josh hire someone, movers, to come move all of Ariana's stuff. So she's right. She didn't physically do anything, for sure. But it was her decision. And to be fair, like, yeah, if there's like a big ass fucking painting of my man and his ex-girlfriend in the house, cover that shit up, take it down. I 100% agree with that. But girl, don't be going and moving all of someone's stuff when they own half of the fucking house. Like, let them come and do it themselves. Like, let their people handle it. Like, how dare you?
I'm adding. I'm
That's
done.
my recap.
Poor Mandy.
That's my recap. I'm teaching Mandy.
Yes. And so Tom was like, anyway, my whole thing is like, anyone dating Tom, and I even told Tom this, I said they have to be somewhat thirsty and a little desperate in a way. Because
if you're dating Tom Sandoval, that's what it's for.
Literally. And I think I've heard her, because she would call me slurring words because she would be on something, and she would say, I need to break up with Tom. And I'm like, why would you call his best friend and say you have to break up with him? And then she would proceed to tell Josh, which is his cousin and assistant, both of us, that like she's embarrassed to be with him. She can't bring him to parties, and she's used to being with A-list celebrities, like you know who.
I do.
Yeah. And I'm like, are you really? The conversation was so alarming and upsetting because she literally was making my best friend out to be like a piece of shit.
Yeah, but it's sick
And
that she
was
went to
embarrassed.
parties with A-listers. That's cool for her.
Well, she dated Leonardo. She
Literally,
dated
let's just say
Leonardo.
it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
She went to parties with A-listers. I mean, I fucking love her, dude.
Well, we did too.
Yeah, no, I did too, until she was accusing Tom and I of sleeping together, and that really hurt my feelings. And then I was like, wait, I don't feel comfortable being alone with him. And then the second time we were alone together, Tom and I went and got our nails done, which we normally do.
Yep.
She was calling and calling and calling.
Doesn't
We get in the
surprise me.
car, and as soon as he answers, she starts yelling at him, and he's like, "You're on speaker. Billy's in the car." And she's like, "Of course you're with her." And I'm like,
it triggered her.
"Oh my god!" Like,
Again.
and then the third time,
15th time.
they were fighting, and Tom asked me to come over, and it was late, and I was like, "Okay, I'll come over."
For you to mediate?
No, she wasn't there, and he needed me, so I went in
This
there.
is a constant, like,
The fighting is constant. I'm telling you, it's the most toxic relationship I've ever seen in my life. You know,
Yeah, I know,
literally
I
would
know.
cry.
I
Like,
know.
so I went there to like be there with him because he was like fighting with her and he was really upset. I was just chilling on the couch. All of a sudden, she busted in the house. She was literally parked and watched me come in.
Oh my god.
And started screaming and yelling at him and I like we were doing something wrong when I was really just sitting there. So I got so uncomfortable, I immediately walked out. But her car was parked behind me and the door was open and the car was on. Like she literally jumped out of that car and ran inside like she was going to catch us doing something. And I was so uncomfortable. I asked her, please move your car. She moved her car. I left. Tom calls me. He's apologizing to me and he's like, Billy, please come back. Please come back. And I was like, I feel really uncomfortable. I don't think I should. He was like begging me to come back.
Remember
and
this,
I felt so bad for him. So I turned around.
Of course, yeah.
Went back.
Yeah.
She came in again. Like, I'm not joking you. Like, it was like she was calling and being like, it was just so awkward. And like, that was the situation is like, I felt like I could no longer be friends with both of them because it was so toxic. I was feeling so much anxiety. And then I also was just feeling uncomfortable being in a house that I was very comfortable.
Now, I don't know much about Victoria, but I went and checked to see how old she was. She's 31, so she's, a little bit younger than me. She's technically like my brother's age. So it's not like it's a big generation gap kind of a thing, but like to me, she just seems a little jealous or possessive, or she doesn't trust him, which, I mean, who would? At this point, his reputation has made it so that he has been a cheater with almost every girlfriend he's been with, especially on the show, that we've gotten to see it firsthand. Though she claims she's never watched Vanderpump Rules and she's going to keep it that way, I don't believe that either. Of course she reads tabloids. And like, what's this? Oh, I dated Leonardo DiCaprio. So like, he's like a D-list celebrity to me. Then why the fuck are you dating Tom then? Oh, that's right, because you can't get A-list celebrities. And it wasn't even that long that you dated Leonardo DiCaprio. So we won't even go there, girl. I don't know. I think Billie did the right thing by cutting that off, setting some boundaries, even though Victoria doesn't think that's true. All she's going to get is the nonstop back and forth of she hates me because I'm hanging out with Tom, and then they fight because of me, and then he's going to get upset with me. It's not worth it. And if she's the type of girl that she can't, Victoria that is, that can't let her man hang out with female friends, well, I don't know what she's going to do when he hangs out with the female friends that he has to work with on a show. Like, come on now. He's even hanging out with his ex, and even though they don't want to hang out with each other, technically they have been at parties and events together because of the situation. And I kind of feel like Victoria is a clout chaser, and she's looking for her 15 minutes of fame in the sense. I know she's like a supermodel and everything, but like, who the fuck knew who she was really before she started dating Sandoval? I didn't know who she was. I knew nothing about her. But guys, it gets worse. Let's listen.
And here's what really fucking got me.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say.
No, this is what really got me.
This is-
I have been always so...
This pisses me off.
I've been so courteous of Ariana's belongings, because
Yes.
Ariana's the ex-girlfriend. She's in the
You've
house.
never- yes.
Well, all her stuff's in the house. It's still her house.
Yes.
I have...
Also, you didn't live there. You're hanging out
I didn't live there. But I always made sure
You
her plants
always
were
would-
taken care of, and
yes,
made sure
you
like
always-
all her stuff was
and
taken
you were
care
like, Ariana, like, in case you need me to like da-da-da, and she'd be like, yes, great.
Yes.
You're also not stupid enough to fuck Tom Sandoval,
Right.
just in general.
Yes, thank you. No, so Victoria demands that Tom move out of the guest bedroom into the master bedroom and get rid of Ariana's stuff. And I'm like, you shouldn't touch Ariana's stuff. Like, she's in New York. Maybe you should come here. Maybe she should come here and get her stuff. Apparently, he called Logan and was like, can you come and put her stuff? Like, you know how
I
her
did not
room
know
was
this.
packed with stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah,
all the
she's
boxes
like-
I would put
yeah,
up there.
yeah.
Like, her room was literally packed to the rim of boxes and all her belongings. Every time I went there, I would feel sad because it was as if someone died, because literally it was like the bed wasn't made. It was like someone lived there, but then they just ghosted. It was so weird.
Yeah.
But
Also, Tom's room too was like very packed up, and like it was like you were there for helping Tom, like at the time, like
Right.
clean it, like help him like do his, you know what? Yeah.
so I
You
felt
were there
very
for-
uncomfortable that
Oh, yeah.
Victoria was
Because
really
you were
like,
good friend, you were good with Tom and Eric. Like it was like okay.
no, they
sorry.
were my family. Like,
Yes,
they were literally my family. And
exactly.
it sucks that I
Yes.
lost friends and her through this whole experience.
Yes.
But the thing is like, when she just really wanted to let people know that she was in this relationship and that she was in this house, she moved my plants.
That was the-
First, she moved my plants that I had there, just like plants.
Ariana would never have done that. Tom would never have done that.
She moved my plants up into Ariana's bathroom. I was like,
Poor you and
what?
Ariana.
Don't take it out on the plant.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
she-
like,
yeah.
what did the plants do?
And then she wants all of Ariana's stuff out, and so they moved her stuff. And I was so upset and bothered by that. And this is the thing, is when you say I was creating a boundary, it was like one after another after another. I wouldn't answer her phone calls because she would bring me into these fights.
That's
She would
what
talk this crazy shit. It'd be 2:00 in the afternoon. This girl would be calling me, slurring her words, talking about how much she hates Tom Sandoval. What? But then you guys are together? Like, it blew my mind. And I am so worried about Tom.
Same.
Excuse me? They moved her shit out of her room? Right there is just so fucked up. Like, now, you have to think, this is around February, March. She was in New York doing Broadway. She couldn't just jump on a flight to go home to move shit out of the room, let alone them doing it. Like, wouldn't you want your friend at least to do it? Did they even give Logan a chance, or even Billie? Because Billie would have done it for her. Like, it's just so pathetic. That's childish. That's immature. Like, deal with it. Like, right now, they are going through a court battle on selling the home. She can use that against him for touching her stuff. She doesn't know what he took out of those boxes. She doesn't know what she took out of those boxes. That could be literally a whole nother issue in itself. That's insane to me that anyone would do that. What, like, literally you can't stay in the guest bedroom? It is not good enough for you? Who the fuck are you? Why isn't he staying at your place, Victoria? Come on now. And let me say this. If they're fighting this much, and this is the beginning of their relationship, it's not going to get any better, sweetheart, for either of them. It's like two narcissists are put together. It seems like it's not going to work out that way. I'll say this. I'm taking Billie's side on this so far, but there's still more.
What really did it was a few of his friends and people that work with him said, hey, Tom's not showing up to meetings. We're really worried about him.
They called you probably.
He's saying he's sick every single day.
Yeah.
He wouldn't show up for things for me.
And
I was like, oh my God. I'm like, it's not just me. It's affecting everything.
Yeah. And they probably tried to talk to you because there was no other person probably to like.
They all came to me.
I knew it.
And
Billie
so,
was low-key his life manager.
So
Logan,
I
yes.
created
Or Heike.
a group of people, and we all planned to meet. You want to call it intervention or whatever, but we all planned to meet at Kyle Chain's shop in West Hollywood.
Okay, it sounds like a pregame.
So it was like
It was
you,
Kyle's
Kyle,
birthday, 'cause
Tom
we were like,
Sandoval.
he'll definitely go. You know,
Yeah, well, of course. And
It was
then
a
who else?
secret
I don't
pregame.
want to mention names. I don't want
Okay,
to get everyone
yeah, generalization.
involved.
There
But
was
the point
a
is,
little bit of a moment. Yeah.
we were all very worried for him.
Yeah.
And so we created this group to really sit down. I said, I think if we all sit down and talk to him, he would actually
That's really
listen
beautiful
to
of you
us.
to even extend your energy to even do that.
I know.
Yeah.
This was my last draw.
Yeah.
When I did that, I didn't include Victoria. And this is what was the final draw for all of us. I didn't include her because he literally started drinking with her and for
we
her.
We had seen him sober, and then it was yes.
And she knew he started drinking because he started hanging out with her. Everything was going downhill. Even his Tom was the most hated guy ever. He was not getting opportunities left and right.
No.
There was times where he was broke. And when there's opportunity knocking on the door, whatever fucking brand decides to work with him, you should go to the meeting. But he was blowing things off like that. So because it was a failed attempt, he didn't show up to the quote unquote intervention. No. I go to his house afterwards and I'm like, why didn't you show up today? And he was like, I'm feeling sick, which is every day he says he's sick. Something is wrong. And Victoria found out that I did a whole intervention without her. And literally, when I would walk in Tom's house, it was as if I killed her dog. It was the worst
Mandy's
feeling.
like,
and
can
she
I crawl out of here and get the fuck out of this conversation?
speaking of
it's
crawling-
really relatable. This is very
It was, and it's also just dark energy. They would sleep all day long, and then 5 o'clock they would crawl out of bed. Vampire, but on another level, someone needs to eat something. And it just was one thing after another, and that was the final draw.
Well,
and
what else can you do?
And I texted Tom and I was like, yo, I just have to let you know, I can't do this anymore. I was there for you. But and the crazy thing is, Victoria reads his text. And he told me, be careful what you text me because Victoria reads my text.
Ooh, that's strict mom energy.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
That's strict
I
mom
think she had
energy.
mics around because she'd be like, Billie, I know you called me a walking red flag. And I'm like, how did you hear that? You weren't even there.
She can hear your thoughts.
A walking red flag?
That's what I said to her. I said about her.
She can hear your thoughts. She got so good at reading the
on
text.
the text message, I literally said, I know she's probably going to read this, but no, I'm just not okay with this. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but Victoria sounds like one of those crazy girlfriends that you just need to get the hell away from because she's clingy. She's always assuming you're fucking other people. She's reading your texts. She doesn't trust you. And listen, I don't trust Tom Sandoval either. He's known as a cheater. He's cheated in all of his relationships. But she doesn't know him from a hole in the wall. Or watched Vanderpump Rules, apparently, according to her. So where is the loss of trust? What did he do to deserve that loss of trust that now you're watching his every single fucking move? Something is not right with this. And if he wants to deal with that, that's up to him. Maybe Victoria's his karma coming back around to bite him in the ass. I don't know. I just think that's a toxic relationship. She sounds like a child, even though she's 31, and she's the type of girl that gives us good girls a bad fucking name. Thank you, Victoria. Get the fuck out of here. And I wanted to add one more thing, and of course now I'm in the truck, But, you know, Tom Sandoval surely calls Ariana lazy all the fucking time, especially this whole season. And here he is sleeping till 5 p.m. and missing opportunities, missing gigs, not going to meet up with friends. Tom, get the fuck out of bed. And you should be happy that you have a new girlfriend. You should be excited that you want to do things with her. So what's the problem? Why are you not doing well? Let me tell you, the drinking, we already know he gave up drinking for Rachel. He wanted to do what she was doing when she was in rehab, and that was supposed to be their moment together when she got out, that they could drink again together. I think he was doing well while he wasn't drinking, but apparently that's his decision, and he wanted to have fun with his new girlfriend. And look, it just put him in a downward spiral, and he was already in that downward spiral. It just made it worse. That's why you should have stayed sober, stayed on the track that you were going, because you were doing better than you ever did before, and you have to be better, because if you're trying to make a change in your life for people to see, that's what you need to do. But this is Tom Sandoval we're talking about.
So that's the tea.
Well, and I'll piggyback on that because when I was on a podcast, I had expressed the answer to a question that said, not this podcast, but another one that said, talked about, it's so crazy that like the whole podcast that I was on, the one clip that was the most important clip apparently to like the world was the one about Billie Lee and Tom Sandoval. When I had expressed, Billie, does not talk to her best friend of however long, all these years. And they asked why. Didn't even ask why. I just said, I think that she set a boundary. I think Billie Lee set a boundary with her best friend. I mean, I've been there too with certain people in this group. Mm-hmm. And it might have been because of his girlfriend, or it might not have been. And I was speaking out of truth because I don't know, but she does. And I'm not going to speak on behalf of Billie. This is my girl. And even if Billie wasn't like one of my good friends, you still can obviously see and read between the lines that something happened, because Billie, you were there for him. You were there for Tom Sandoval for so much. And again, we really still, I think I can speak on your behalf as well as mine, that we still do care about him. And we did really like Victoria. And I don't know Victoria well enough to like even speak ill will. But what I do know is what bothered me the most was how you had been treated almost similarly to how I was treated with Tom Schwartz, how you and I talked about this the last time, I'm just going to non sequitur here, how you were there for Tom Sandoval so much. But
I will say the difference between you and I was not romantically involved with Sandoval.
I'm going to get there. Yes. I'm going to get there.
You and Schwartz were.
Yes.
You wouldn't fuck Tom Sandoval because you're not dumb. And also, people hide their side chick, dude. He wouldn't be like with the girlfriend introducing the side hoe to the main hoe. Guys don't do that.
Yeah. And that's why I was hidden. And she wasn't hidden.
But the thing
it
is,
was
Victoria,
very apparent that they were friends.
Yeah.
One thing that's bothering me is that Joe keeps kind of like interrupting people's thoughts, and I kind of wanted to hear what Billie had to say regarding all of this. I know it was because of Joe that this all really came out, but I think we all had a clue that something happened when we noticed that they were all unfollowing each other. Like, clearly. I will say, since starting this and editing it and all of that Victoria and Kyle Chan did go on Up and Adam. I'm probably going to be covering that right after this. If you do want to check it out, though, it is there. And I'm going to show you some clips of it because it's very important that we see the drama that has unfolded. And wow, is it nuts. But I will also say, too, real quick, you're not going to introduce your side chick to your new girlfriend. That's a fact. I have a lot of guy friends, and they have girlfriends, and they've always introduced me as their friend because that's all we've ever been. Now, I can't say for a fact that Billie and Tom Sandoval have not slept together. Those are rumors, and I do believe that they are rumors, and that's just the tabloids having fun with it all. But that's just my personal opinion. Let's, though, look at the podcast clip that Joe was speaking about where she originally said all of this right now. And this is thanks to Reality Ops. They are amazing. Check them out on IG. I love their IG page.
What was it like? I've like been curious about this for like you, Kyle Chan, Billie Lee. What was it like?
Well, you know, Billie Lee and Sandoval are not talking anymore.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, the girl had to set a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I will say this, that I'm really proud of her, because it has to take a lot to say, and I'm not going to speak on behalf of her, but I'll say this, like, I love her so much, and it's hard because I know that everyone doesn't want to Switzerland, but I'm also able to compartmentalize friends in my life, and then, you know, but at the end of the day, honestly, I keep saying at the end of the day, I hate that, but it's so irritating. But I think, you know, I know this for a fact, it would obviously be Billie Lee and Raquel at the end of the day.
So, I mean, I know she got along with his girlfriend, so it's not about that. I mean, we're not.
No, it's not. Well, it might be, but it's not. We're not gonna.
Yeah. That's not your
I just wanted to say
bag to handle.
What
Andy, what do you think of Victoria and Tom, man?
No, it's not
Man,
even.
I don't like him at all.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't trust me, and I understand that, because there's obviously all these rumors. If you read a tabloid, it says that we slept together.
Yes.
And
my best friend Reed is right there, and he's sitting. Yes, hi Reed. And like people think that we've like, but I.
Didn't you say he's gay?
Yeah, I love his boyfriend more than him. Sorry, love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
Well, the thing
but
is
it
with
bothers
Ariana-
me that you are getting shit on for being there for a friend.
Yeah.
And I'm also getting shit on for being there for a person. And at the end of the day, like, you said it best, Billy. Like, sorry, Billy, but Sammy?
You can point to me. I'm loud.
I know
it's
what you're
fine.
saying. I'm saying that, like, you made sense when you said you don't hide. Like,
I never make sense.
know-
Thank you.
I just know
so-
that, like,
so sweet.
obviously there would be some type. They didn't sleep together. They
You
never
hide
have.
a side chick.
God.
That's literally fuckboy 101. You hide a side chick. If he's like, yo, meet the fucking my best girlfriend, that's not the one he's fucking. That's the one he wants you to be homies with.
Okay, so with Ariana, obviously she trusted me, and
Yeah, she
with
was-
my girlfriend T,
Yes.
she trusted me.
Yes.
But Victoria
there's a
had
pattern that you
Victoria didn't know me
have
like
been-
that.
Yeah, there's just like no way that, like, I think that we just have to debunk that and like move on, because there's just.
I wasn't gonna say shit, but like, how dare her leave a comment like that?
Oh yeah, can we talk about? Yeah, that comment was kind of messed up.
And like, I don't even watch the Vanderpump stuff. Literally, my publicist sent that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is she sitting on her phone and looking at all this
and
Vanderpump? If there's a fame
called
whore,
you,
it's her.
and
Like,
I called you and I was like, by the way. And you're like, oh, you're like, oh, I just like went to a spa and I'm about to like go do some work on my pod.
You know, I don't ever watch the
you
show. I don't
watch-
listen to
no,
shit.
nothing. I'll send it to you and you're like, take that out. But I'll be like, hey, da da da, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm about to go on a hike. And
You like
I
to
don't
say
know if
da da da.
I do love da da da, but like I will call her. Like I talked to her probably maybe not as much as you guys, but like I'll call her and I'll be like, hey girl, help me with. She's helped me through this whole season, and so I'll be like, hey, and then she'll just be like, oh, I don't know, I just got what was that? I just thought that I would like potentially like go to Ross or like you know you're just like living your life and you're not thinking about this, and then all of a sudden this comment comes on and then you get ripped into it. And like the hour and a half podcast that I had done, the one clip that was everyone was so obsessed with, it was the one like 2-minute segment of Billie Lee, and I couldn't believe that was so like she doesn't need any more hate that like, and also she's not on her computer, she's not on her phone looking at this stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna say this, like you don't do the social media and all these things. And so when I called you and I was like, hey, what do you, it just okay.
I don't even think she knows what the word boundary means, to be honest.
That's what
because I've
bothered me
never
when I
seen
got
them
called
ever
out
set
for setting a
boundaries.
boundary. Exactly, I said Billie Lee set a boundary because you did. What else are you supposed to do? Sorry, I'm getting fired up because I love you so much. It just is like
setting a boundary is
I
also
know-
just not going to the house, not showing up,
Correct.
not being present
Correct.
as much, because it's awkward when they're constantly fighting.
Correct. And then
Yeah,
the
it's
key
not
thing
comfortable.
too, where you apparently, you know, we both, well, we can take that out.
Oh,
but-
Man,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
learning so much.
Firstly, I don't think anyone's hating on Billie Lee for what Joe said. We knew something happened when the unfollowing went on. Then Joe went and said this on a podcast. She's like, I can't believe that this, out of the hour and a half podcast, this is the one thing that they focused on. Why? Because we were all trying to figure out why all these people that were friends unfollowed each other. We were trying to figure out if Victoria and Sandoval were even still together. And then when Joe said what she said, it kind of made sense to everybody that she had to set a boundary. Then it's like, well, why did she have to set boundaries? That's the next question that we're all wondering. And I think Billie explained it perfectly, whether it's factually true or not. Something is definitely going on, and I don't know. We'll have to see what Victoria's response is in a little bit. But let's continue on a little bit with this, and then I'll make sure you get to see There's 4 parts. So at least the 4 parts, and then we will cover it in full after this. So that's a reason to get subscribed, so you can get notified when that video comes out. But guys, let me know what you think about all of this as we keep going along with the mess. And this is also why, like, Joe was annoying me, interrupting Billie. It's like, can you just stop? Let her speak. It must be, like, her ADHD thing, though. I know I cut people off, but I don't do it as bad as that. And I catch myself now that I know that it's an issue. And I get it, though. It's like you have a thought that you want to say, and if you don't say it right then and there, then you're going to forget it. But there's just sometimes you got to let other people speak. Especially when it's about them and their friendship with somebody.
I just want to say that there's these certain people that are in this group that are so manipulative and like volatile that like
it's fucking reality television.
But they execute their lives in a way that are like almost like like they say things and then they do these things and then they think that we're all supposed to just like forget about it, when in reality it's almost like taken as like normal. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's like they can't be they don't understand that. I lost my point, but does that make sense?
I'll finish Joe's point for her since she kind of forgot. So these people think that they can say some vile, nasty things and that we're just supposed to forget about it, and that it's okay that they say these things and everything is just cool. This doesn't happen just with reality TV. This happens even on YouTube. This happens on social media. This happens even in the real world. It's nuts how people just have no respect for anybody, and then they think that they could just say the worst shit possible and people just be cool with it. That's not how I grew up, and that's not how I was raised. If you say some fucked up shit to me, you best believe I don't give a fuck about you no more, and you can go the other way. And there's a lot of people here on YouTube that have lied about me, said some nasty things. You'd be surprised. I know I only cover really like Vanderpump stuff, but I do have friends that are in other communities that talk about content creators on YouTube and different influencers. And people are out for blood. They will destroy your real life without even knowing who you are or what your life is even about. It's the weirdest, craziest shit I've ever seen, and I never really understood it until I got onto YouTube. But that was what Joe was kind of trying to say, that she couldn't finish her thought, and I cut it off here because this is now where they get into the Tom Schwartz and Joe situation. So, I also want to show you the parts from Reality Ops about what Victoria and Kyle Chan had to say before we get into the Tom Schwartz of it all. So let's take a look at these 4 parts.
So she asked Tom to give her a baby.
Wait,
and
what?
then she's been telling the entire town telling Karamo.
She asked Tom to be her sperm donor, and she also wanted Tom's last name. And Tom, at the moment, whenever she asked, he was like, he told me, he said, I was like flattered that somebody would want my genetics. And, you know, because at the time, I guess he was with Ariana, you know, they weren't going to have kids and stuff like that or whatever. So he was like flattered in a way of, you know, because he's always wanted kids, but not with Billie. But like, he was just flattered that somebody that wanted that. But he was like, his response was, and you have to like be mindful, like if somebody were to ask you that, you can't just be like, oh no, like it just come off rude, you know. So
well, it's also not every day somebody just asks you for their sperm. I've been asked for my sperm twice, but yeah, like it's not every day that happens. That's a very serious conversation. Okay, so she wanted Tom's sperm because she wanted a baby.
Yeah, so she wanted the baby, and then she said what was it? She was like, yeah, she wanted the Sandoval last name, and he said his response was, because it was very on the spot, like maybe I'll think about it, and then like he got nervous, and then like he was like, oh no.
Yeah,
like,
he didn't know what to say, so
he didn't know what to say, but then he obviously didn't want that at all, you know. But then they're at an event or a party, and was it a friend who?
Karamo from Queer Eyes. She basically
said, I heard you guys are gonna have a baby. And then
so Tom immediately realized that that news has been traveled. So he said, no, we're not having a baby.
And so Billy,
did Tom ever think about
trying to distance himself from you slowly because of that too as well?
I want to hear this text message. I'm very curious.
So I think you can see it right here. It's from Billy. And this is what she said.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I want to see. So.
Oh, what are you doing?
Hold on. My bad. There.
So I paused it here so we could read the text. It says, V literally said you were fake and in love with Tom and drugged him. How are you going on a podcast with her? You know how bad things got with Tom and V. I never said a word till she started commenting on shit. Which is really what Billy just said. Minus what V said about Kyle Chan.
She basically said, Victoria Little said you were fake and in love with Tom and drugged him. How are you going on a podcast with her? You know how bad things go with Tom and Victoria. I never said a word till she started commenting on shit.
So this circles back to trying to isolate Tom. Do you see what the pattern here?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. People are also saying, Kyle, that's a screenshot. Why aren't you showing the real message?
Show the real message.
Is that just a screenshot or is there a real message?
That was screenshot so I can blow it up.
Yeah.
But there is a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to show the message.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the entire message.
Okay. So there is a real message.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
I just wasn't sure if they could see it, so I screenshot it.
So basically, they're trying to prove that Billy is the one lying and that you shouldn't believe what she says. Like Adam said, because this was all Up and Adam Live, that it's kind of a game of she said. However, Kyle said he heard it too. And I don't know Billy, I don't know Victoria, but from what I know of Kyle, even though people might not agree with everything he says and does and how he handled the cheating thing, has a very good reputation, and I've never heard anyone say anything bad about him. So like if I'm gonna believe someone and Kyle says he heard it, then I believe Kyle. But again, I need like real proof, so I don't know. They were saying they have all the receipts, so I don't know if more is gonna come out. I didn't expect him to pull up the actual like text messages. So I was definitely surprised to see that. And what they were explaining is that it seems like, so Billy, they feel like Billy was trying to like isolate Sandoval and trying to get Victoria to think that Kyle was bad and get Kyle to think that Victoria was bad. That's what it seems that they think. Again, I don't know if that's true. It's just that's what they believe. Now, they were saying that Billy was upset, and that's why they brought this up. That Billy was upset because Sandoval, she had asked Sandoval if he would donate his specimens to her so that she can have a baby. And she wanted the baby to take Sandoval's last name. From what I'm hearing, Sandoval said he was going to think about it, but then they had found out from other people like Karamo and others that Billy was already telling them that Sandoval was doing this. However, Sandoval says he did not agree to it yet, like he was going to take time to think about it. And they were very upset that she did that, and I think it felt wrong to them. No, this is Sandoval though, so like again, we don't know, but this was a big part of where things kind of went wrong with them. It seemed like they feel like Billy was thinking Victoria was now so close to Sandoval, and that because of that, maybe Sandoval didn't want to go through with the baby. But hopefully this kind of explains it. It's really hard to. I will do this in longer form on Down to Reality Pod. I'm gonna pull what I can, see if I can talk to people, and we'll let you know. But boy, it was definitely messy. I did feel for Kyle and Victoria though. I felt like they didn't want to be doing this, but were doing it. And Adam brought up that it was kind of strange that Billy had done this during when Sandoval is away in Scotland for traders, where he has no access to social media and cannot comment back. So it's a whole thing.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop attacking my character. Stop saying that I don't work. You don't know me. I do work. I also take care of my father. I'm a good person. I'm not.
What do you mean you take care of your father?
She's been taking a break from her.
I've been taking a break from work. My dad had swelling in his brain, and I've been taking care of him. So the fact that she goes on there and says, oh, she can't hold a job, she can't hold a conversation. My dad almost died. And he has memory loss. And like, I don't know. I'm like, it's just like, come on, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not used I'm not used to this kind of life. I'm not on the show, like, at all. I'm not on the show. I have no intentions on being on the show. Like, I'm literally just like, I don't know. It's just like hard to wake up with like people just being so fucking mean, like for no reason. And I haven't done anything besides literally like fall in love with somebody that I had no clue what I was walking into. I had no clue. So you to say that I don't work, you know what I do during the day? I mean, I take care of my dad, but literally like his brain swelled up. He has a really bad memory now. I've taken care of him since I was 18 years old. I've always carried a job to take care of myself and my dad since I was 18. But
how old are you now, by the way?
I'm 31.
Do you live with your dad?
So I got my dad. I have my dad at a separate place, but he's staying at my house currently right now.
So you do have your own place.
I have my own place. I have a really nice, beautiful home in the hills. I'm successful, like meaning like I'm not like I have a job. I have my own like. I take care of myself and my father.
You're saying you pay your own bills, you have your own money.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure that the people who thinks that she's coming for Tom because of
and I'm not coming from money. I worked my ass off to get where I am right now. And I took a break because of first off, I got into that car accident where I told you, as you can probably see that I do stumble across my words sometimes, and that is from the car accident. I also have memory loss too. And I'm like,
and she knew about this. I don't know why she's using it, saying that you.
And then like my dad is a very sensitive subject with me, so it's like to say that I can't get a job. I actually just was working on like castings yesterday. I'm still doing stuff on the side, but like
that's what I think people want to know about you too, because people are asking, and I've seen a lot of questions about this. Like, are you consistently working as a model, or do you have another business, or do you like?
So I was just with news model management, and we just separated about a month ago. Okay. I was with Ford. I was with Ford for, I believe, I can't say how many years. Since I'm 31 now, I started modeling when I was 19. My mom got me into modeling in Chicago, Ford, Chicago. And I was actually the first model that they signed unseen. So meaning like my mom walked into the agency and they signed me without even seeing me in person. I walked in and they were like, oh, thank God. Like you're exactly like the pictures and stuff.
Pictures.
And, yeah. So it's kind of cool. And then
just to give context to that too, guys, and not to make this about me at all, but like I was signed with Wilhelmina, and it's like it's a process. Like you walk in, you have to take your shirt off, you have to do stills. It's like straight on, side, corner, this, show us your body. It's like it's a whole process. And then the executives at these big modeling agencies, whether it's Wilhelmina, Ford, LA Models, whatever it is, then they have a conversation, and that's when they decide to sign you. So the fact that they signed you, like unseen, it's actually a pretty big deal.
It's kind of cool. But and like thankfully for my mom for going in there and doing that. But yeah, so I traveled the world. I went to I really wanted to model in New York, but I started in Chicago, and then they're like, well, if you can handle Milan, you can go to New York. And then so anyways, I traveled the world pretty much modeling. I worked my ass off to get where I was, saved up money, and I now take care of my father, or I've been taking care of my father, but extra now since what happened to him. But yeah, so like to say I don't work and to say these things about me, just Billie, just stop being mean. Stop being a mean girl. Like it's not nice. It's not. Why are you representing it's bullying. It's bullying. It's not nice.
Do you think
alone?
Okay, so even though you don't want to pave a way forward, are you going to moving forward? Because we can't speak for Tom. Obviously, he's not on this live. Can you, if Tom decides to move forward with Billie, can you forgive the posts, the podcast, the lives? Like, can you be around Billie at least if he chooses to continue a relationship, or will you just separate yourself?
I cannot forgive what she said about Kyle.
Okay.
And I will not forgive that because, like I said, that's just something that you don't say because it happened to
drugging someone and trying to say somebody was trying to drug someone and take advantage of them. Yes, that's indefensible.
I'm so glad she texted me after she freaked out knowing that I'm going on the podcast, trying to get me off to do this podcast. Then she literally say that Victoria is the one who said that.
Yeah.
It's so mind blowing to me.
She did this to herself because we weren't going to say anything before that.
Okay.
Can I have my phone? I wanted to
read the text.
Yeah, I wanted to show you the text.
I want to hear the text.
Listen, there's a lot that's been said, a lot of allegations that came from Billie when she was mad and she made that video in the car, to then her now being on the podcast, making a lot of allegations. And listen, Victoria's dad seems to be going through a lot. And for all we know, she could be going through a really hard time dealing with that. And not necessarily good things always happen when people are down and out, and maybe there is some substance abuse happening, but this is a perfect time for both of them, Sandoval and Victoria, to reflect on their life, their relationship, and try to manage it the best that they can. I don't necessarily believe everything that Billie has to say. I don't also believe that Billie was trying to pit, Kyle Chan against Victoria. I don't know the situation. It seemed like they were trying to have an intervention for Tom, and now Kyle maybe is backtracking a little bit, and then she threw those added things in there like, well, Victoria said this about you. We don't know if that's true or not. It could be very possible that Victoria said these things. It seems like Victoria can say things too when she's upset. And that does happen with any person. People say things when they're upset. Some people say things that aren't true when they're upset. Some people, elaborate a little further than the truth. So I do believe there is some truth to what is being said. And maybe Victoria herself is going through something just like Sandoval. They're kind of leaning on each other, and it's not really working out too well, in my opinion, from everything that I've heard and seen. And if Kyle really is a good friend and he is seeing all of this, I hope that Kyle can help his friend see what is going on and that he needs to be better. We know that, Sandoval is overdoing traders right now, and he clearly, they're drinking there. They have that option to have alcohol there, so he might be drinking during traders. He might still be doing stuff that maybe he necessarily is using to numb the pain. I feel like he himself has a lot that he needs to work out that he didn't get worked out because of what he did. Just like Rachel, she went and got help. Sandoval also needs help to figure out why he does what he does, why he says what he says, why there are things that are complete patterns in every relationship that he's in. And that's kind of where I want to leave it with this whole situation. If more comes out, which I know it possibly will, we will definitely be talking about it. But I do plan on covering the Up and Adam interview that happened last night, so that way we can kind of get a better understanding of it all. But now Joe is going to go into the Schwartz of it all, so let's get into that mess.
Yeah, but can we talk about Tom Schwartz? He got on Brittany
I will talk about that.
Jax's podcast, and he called you a liar. How do you feel about that?
What?
Oh no! Will you take a Jello shot, Mandy, or you're allergic to it?
Mandy.
Okay, Mandy's doing a Jello
please do
shot.
it.
Strawberry.
I always make.
Joe needs to be sponsored by the Jello shot brand.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
definitely need to be
you
sponsored by
guys.
these
You could
people.
take. That's like a cool party trick. Like you can just take down 40 Jello shots. That's pretty fucking sick.
Just gag. Look at
Jello shot.
Oh yeah, it's like
Jello shot. Wait, best drinking you've ever taken Jello shot every time Joe's uncomfortable. Literally, you guys will be blackouts so fast. This is perfect.
All right.
the Uncomfortable Joe Jello Shot Show.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers. Your new sponsor.
Let's go! Oh my god, and the same flavor. Whoop. Okay, Mandy had a little bit more trouble, but Joe was literally so smooth about it.
It's my first one. I had to learn.
Okay, I like that you said.
Ew, they're so gross to me. I can't
So
believe
gross.
it.
I lost
I'm scared.
some. You see it? Where did
You
it
lost
go?
a chunk?
As long as it didn't get on the new one.
Joe's gonna eat it?
Thanks.
Oh, it did not go away. You're
All right,
good.
fuck the pants. They ripped. I hate when your ripped jeans rip.
Yeah.
Oh, your toe
Because
hits so many.
it's not the right rip of like the design.
I ruined them. My toe
Yeah.
got
No,
caught.
it's fucking ridiculous now.
Relabel this podcast as like the non sequiturs. Like it's like
It's literally my
Hey, we got
ADHD
to
plus her
sprinkle
reality
in
background
between the
equals this shit
seriousness.
show.
Yeah.
yes, and then Billy like reins you in,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you laugh, and then we're all
Wait, we don't have the bell. We usually have bells, so if it's like we get a little bit crazy, we have a bell to ring for like
Schwartz,
pay
did Schwartz
attention.
steal it? Oh, I'll just squeeze this.
Oh
one.
yeah, there's all the toys.
Stretch.
Oh, the police are here to get Joe.
Oh.
They're here. They're here. We have all like the toys. We have all the slimes and the squishes.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, here's the thing, Joe. Did you ever lie
Never.
to him?
Never.
You never
You
lied to
never
him.
lied.
How about let's take a Jello shot every time Joe lies about something? Everyone would be drunk then. I think she feels uncomfortable because a lot was said that she knows is the truth. And whether she's going to take ownership or not is going to be the question. But like when somebody asks you, have you ever lied? And you don't even think about it, never. Come on now. People have lied. Maybe she's thinking, no, I've never lied about what they're said about me. Maybe that's what she was thinking when she said never. But when you're asked a straight up question, have you ever lied before? and you say never, you know that's a lie. And we know she's lying. She knew about Rachel and Sandoval, and I don't want to hear any other word about it, because that is number one lie right there that she keeps denying and denying and denying.
Well, because here's the thing, like Tom Sandoval lied to a bunch of people. People lie in relationships. People can be liars. I've lied before to cover people's feelings.
Can you specifically ask like a specific thing that, because I'm a rookie in this, right?
Okay, what can you talk about? Because he said you lied about a lot of stuff, and I'm like, I need to know. Like, what did...
I didn't listen to it either.
You didn't? Okay.
No, but I know that Brittany said something. I think.
What'd she say?
I don't know, but I don't even know her. So that one was crushing to my soul, to like have somebody like say something that's like...
She doesn't even know you.
All right, it's Jello shot time. I will play the clip from Brittany's podcast of what Brittany had to say about Joe. And to me, I don't think Brittany's just going to make up some story like this just to hurt Joe for no reason. It's not like a story that you would just make up unless you're Joe. And also take point at what Tom Schwartz says at the end, that she's trying to manipulate the audience with these things that she's saying. And I do agree with him there.
One of the biggest things is I found out that she makes, I'm not going to, in my experience, she's a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know this firsthand. I will say this whenever, I'm just going to say this story because I feel like people do need to realize this, because whenever Kristen's dog Bowie passed away, she was telling people that Jackson and I called her and told her that Kristen's dog passed away. I don't even have her phone number. Haven't talked to her in years and years and years. So for me, that was just like, what's the point of saying that?
Yeah.
Like that was just such a lie.
That's the thing. Like, some of her lies are just like benign.
For no reason.
They're just benign, nonsensical, kind of outlandish lies. But some of them, like, I'll talk about this. I'll touch on it. I'm not going to go into detail.
Yeah.
Because I just like, I don't want to grudge or anything like that. But like, some of them were malicious or manipulative. And low key, I feel like kind of what she's doing with these live streams, like building a following at my expense. And like, I feel like she's it's slightly manipulating the audience too. But
yeah. I think in general, like when you are on a show that's like exposed to the world and there's somebody that's way higher of a platform than you are, it's really hard to like kind of climb up and be in a place to be like leveled with that person. So it's almost as if that person can say whatever they want, and like that's the facts.
Yeah.
So for me, I have had a hard time like trying to be this solution-based person who I've always been, and then being confused by, you know, this reality TV world where I can't figure out how to connect the two, because I think that everything should just be real. So
you're like people pleasing.
What?
People pleasing. Because there are times if I've ever if I've ever gotten myself in a situation like where I personally lied, it's because I was a people pleaser. And it's because I wanted to make them like me or feel a certain type of way. Because here's the thing, Joe,
yeah,
I love you. This is a safe place. I'm not judging you.
Oh, I know you never will.
I've had amazing friends and family. Obviously, Tom Sandoval is one of the most public liars out there.
Yes.
And I still was his friend. I was still there for him.
He's not a liar. You did so much for him that goes so unnoticed. Sorry, keep going.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
But so I'm just allowing you to have the space. Like, if you want to own up to anything, if you want to clarify anything, now is the time. And this is what I'm saying, because it's okay if you did lie, and if you didn't lie, it's okay. But I want to know the truth.
I didn't listen to the podcast, so I don't know specifically what I'm supposed to. Because like I had to set a boundary. I told you this. I was like, I'm not listening to that thing. Like that is just. I need to totally like separate myself, make myself feel in a place of safety, and make sure that like the show's done, it's done filming. I'm like. Whatever he wants to say, that's fine. I'm getting to a place of like, I don't have to explain anything unless I have something to explain. And so there's nothing I can really say except just like, I didn't listen to it.
Then what the fuck are you doing on Billie's podcast? You knew by going on Billie's podcast, this was your opportunity to talk about the things that were said to clear whatever you wanted up. That's what she said from the beginning of the podcast. So how did you not listen to Brittany's podcast knowing that that's where you were going to clear up is what Tom Schwartz said about you? Girl, you aren't making any sense. And Billie's even giving her the opportunity to be like, well, if you did lie about something, Even if it's something you didn't hear on the podcast, if you did lie about something, it's okay. Come clean, take ownership, and like, we'll handle it. And she's still like not getting it and trying to associate it with the podcast when really Billie's just being like, did you lie about anything regarding what you said about the show along these lines that people have heard out there? It's not that hard. She knew what Kyle Chan said about her. Like, she's, well, I set boundaries. You know this. Yeah, believe me, I get it. But then don't be going from podcast to podcast to podcast to podcast to talk about Tom Schwartz when you want it to be done and over with and move on and have these boundaries, but you keep talking about the relationship, and then when he does respond, you don't want to listen. I bet she did listen to it, and she's just not trying to address anything that was said. That is my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.
But you didn't lie to him, so that's all you know.
I think the biggest liar was him. He lied to me. He lied to production. He lied to Andy. He lied to Lisa. He lied to everyone about my relationship. Consistently with Katie even. It's like constant. And
I don't like how he was fucking you, loving you,
Yes.
liking you, but then like not telling people. Because I have been a secret. As a trans woman, I've been a secret a lot of times, and it's one of the most uncomfortable things. I don't know if you guys can ever been a secret.
I'm too loud to be a secret.
That's very true.
Imagine
Very
someone
true.
trying to keep me a secret. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm too loud and Mandy fucking pees herself so people would see evidence, wet evidence.
Poor Mandy. She's like, what am I doing? She's like gonna crawl.
No,
Like,
hold on
I'm
tight.
out.
I'm thinking the same. Me and Mandy are just squishing the toys. Like, what is this show that they're talking about?
Well,
You know
what
the
she's
drama.
asking
No, I know,
is
I'm
very,
kidding, I'm
very,
kidding.
very smart because at the end of the day, like
Well, at the end of the day, he likes
Billy's
you
a
too.
genius.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
we know
But
all that. Yes.
look,
Billie Lee for president.
relationships are complicated.
Yeah.
And I don't like, even whenever he came on our podcast recently, he said, I don't want to talk about anything that's going to, like,
I don't know what Tom you're talking about.
Schwartz.
Okay.
We moved to Schwartz.
Okay.
Second time.
Because there's two of them, and you guys bring up both of them, and then I'm sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I'm like, I don't know. There's 40.
There's
Toms.
Sandoval and there's Schwartz.
We've had both of them.
We
on.
love Schwartz. I
So
do.
use last
but
name.
I do
not-
too. I really feel like I think that.
How is your relationship with him now? Have you going to not talk to him anymore?
Nothing.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hate or just no talk?
No talk.
Okay.
But he did come on this podcast, and before he came on the podcast, he said, Billy, I just want to have fun, which usually 99% of the time we just have fun here.
Yes.
This is so serious right
this is
now.
the
It's
most
usually
serious-
like slime.
But it's a good place. Yeah. Well, but also.
Here's the thing, though. I don't have a reality show. This is my reality. This
Me
is my
too.
platform.
And this is my safe space to talk to you as a very good friend and be like,
Yes.
hey, look what has been going on. At the end of the day, I just feel like I don't even know why you would even go on a podcast with like Brittany and Jax, who I don't even know Brittany, but also like Jax is the one who started like the crackhead.
But it's funny how
And
he
it's
wouldn't
like,
go
why
on
would
this.
you go on
He wouldn't go
that?
on this podcast.
Why-
He didn't want to say
he was
anything.
so happy. Yeah, he would go on this podcast and not say anything
This
about
guy Jax called her a crackhead.
Called you a crackhead?
Yeah, and then
that's
he goes
funny. Was he being serious? Or he's being
No,
like,
he was
she's
being
a
serious.
crackhead.
He's
You know what I
being
mean?
It's just like, yeah, I know what you mean. It's hurtful though because they're combining it with like my ADHD.
Okay, so
they're
I have
like-
crazy ADHD, and I always am like, I have
Yeah.
crackhead energy. That's why I'm like, if it's
She
funny,
finds it as a joke funny. It's more of
I
a
like someone was
trigger
like,
for
she
you.
does crack.
You find yes, and
He
for
meant
me,
it as an insult.
you meant
yeah,
that as an insult.
so it's not funny.
There it is.
First off, Jax was not there. So whether Jax was the one that called you that or not, Jax was nowhere to be found. He wasn't even involved in the podcast. Brittany has known Schwartz a very long time. And maybe he felt more comfortable with Brittany, especially since the last time he was on Billy's podcast. Till then, when he did Brittany's, Joe had been saying a lot of crazy stuff, including reading his text on an Instagram live. So maybe he felt like it was time to finally say something, and that's why he didn't want to say anything before, because he didn't want anything to happen or Joe to go off, whatever the case may be. He didn't want to hurt Joe's feelings. And then she did what she did, and finally he was like, you know, if you're going to invite me, I definitely need to say something. He was uncomfortable even saying anything, and he didn't even say anything bad. He just spoke a little bit of truth, and he still made you seem like a great person. So I don't understand why she's so upset. And, like, okay, so he did Billy's podcast a couple weeks ago. Before she did all the Instagram lives, or probably right when she was starting. And he was like, I don't want to talk about it, because it was already getting crazy at that point. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And at least Sammy the kid understands, because she has ADHD too. And when someone says crackhead energy, when they're talking about someone that has ADHD, I don't take it as an insult either. And I have ADHD, and believe me, I go off the rails too. Not as bad as Sammy the kid, but sometimes I can't get to that level. Like, if I want to have a good time, it's a good time.
Yes.
Also, like Midwest girl,
Yes,
like
there
it's
it is.
very like crackhead.
Yes,
Like that's
not
not.
I grew up in
My
LA,
mom
Yeah.
so I'm like,
there it is.
You can call me that. That's
yes,
fine.
yes. And so then at the end of the day, like when he speaks on a podcast that he knows that Jax obviously had started the crackhead rumor with Kristen, it's like, well, then you go on this. I thought it was so weird that he went on this podcast with a person that doesn't even know me, and then also like projecting.
Yeah, he couldn't talk about it on our
He couldn't
podcast.
talk about it
He
on your
literally
podcast,
said,
but then
"I
he goes
don't
on-
want to talk about this
Right,
and
isn't
that."
Brittany
We had,
and
like,
Jax
a
We were like-
going
boys'
on?
episode.
We had a boys' night. It was fun.
Yeah,
but like,
then
it was not about
isn't
that at
Brittany
all.
and Jax going in through a divorce? Like, why are you talking about me?
yeah.
Yeah, like is he
And obviously
conflicting?
they
And
don't
I
know you,
knew-
so it's like he
they don't
had a
even-
space to say that. Because if
Yes.
he would have said it on here, I would have been like, wait, but what about this?
Correct.
Because
and he'd be like, I can't talk
Because
about
Billy
it.
will
Here's the thing.
investigate.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Billy's the She saw
We
the
are very
fingerprints on the glasses.
solution-based
She's an
people.
investigator.
I will show all the da-da-das. I'll show you the receipt.
Da-da-da again.
There it is, da-da-da again.
well, I think it's projecting some because
he doesn't want to know that his
your guys'
Word of the
relationship
day.
was a lie. Like, I mean, not a lie, but
and
like
he
he
also
would.
was really upset the fact that like how he's projected. I believe this on the reunion and also like on the Secrets Revealed. Like he's not happy. So like why wouldn't he go on a podcast and be like, "Meow," and then like say this. It's like, okay, well maybe don't bring me down with you. That was
Mhm.
your doing. You lied to the world.
Yeah.
Don't bring me into this. And then like go on a podcast that like makes no sense with people that I don't even know. So like why couldn't you talk about this on your podcast?
Our podcast makes literally so much sense. That's why it's the most.
Exactly.
This podcast makes sense. Always.
But I'm saying there's nothing that's connecting. So it comes down to like this weird, like we had such a great like connection together, and then also like all of a sudden it's like, how can I rip Joe at this point to just really? And he's, unfortunately, I did not watch it. I didn't listen to it. I know my truth. What bothered me the most though was how I could feel he felt guilty about what he was saying. I just know Tom Schwartz so well that I just could feel what he was saying. He didn't feel like he was being consistent with his words.
Well, it's outside of his character
Very
to
much so.
go on a podcast and throw someone under the bus or
Correct.
Yeah.
Very weird. I don't know who's behind that situation, but it doesn't seem like that's not his MO. And also, he should have talked about that in a safe space, like right here. And then he went on that podcast, and then
Well, those are his friends. That's a safe place for him.
Well, thank you, Billy, for acknowledging those are his friends and that's a safe space for him. Again, Jax wasn't there, though. It was just Brittany, and Brittany's still been a close friend of his. Now, I want to go over the timeline because you know me and my timelines. So when he did Billy's podcast, that episode came out on 5/9. Now, at this point, Joe had done a live on 4/21. That was the live with her friend. Then she did another live on 5/4, which depending on when they tape the podcast for Billy, that could have been either after they taped or before they taped. Then on 5/8, the day that the podcast came out, Joe also did a live. And she did the live where she read the text messages on 5/10. Then that's when she also went on Rachel's podcast, which was on 5/23, which we know they taped that a couple days in advance. Same with Brittany and Jax's podcast, though it was just Brittany, but that was released on 5/24. So how could Schwartz talk about what Joe was doing when possibly at that time, one, maybe two lives that she did were really out there at that point? It wasn't until the third live that he was getting fed up that he sent her that text message, and then she read it on the fourth live, which was the day that Billy's podcast came out, that she did her third live. I don't know about you, but to me, it seems like Joe is the one that has the issue here, and she just can't get over the fact that it didn't work out between him and her. Whether he hid her or not, people knew that Tom had been sleeping with Joe. This was nothing that we didn't know. It was what was their relationship. Clearly, it was a situationship. Clearly, they didn't feel the same about each other. At this point, she needs to move on. She makes like this statement about, well, he had to go and do this podcast. Girl, you've been going from podcast to podcast to podcast to podcast. You went on Rachel's, then you did Vanderpump Party, then you're now doing Billy's. So you're the one podcast hopping. I don't know. You tell me. What do you guys think about all of this? Let me know down below. And side note, I just checked when the Vanderpump Rules Party podcast was released. That was released May 21st. So that again was before Tom went on When Reality Hits, and right after he had just went on Billie's, which is still in between the last lives that Joe did. And then all of that she said on that podcast, that when he went on When Reality Hits, he had heard the 4 lives, probably that podcast, and had enough. So it's like, girl, please. I just had to throw that in there because you know my timelines. I need to have the exact timelines of events. That is like my thing.
Safe place for you.
That's true. I wish that he would have said more kind words. I mean, I also don't like the fact that he talked about some of his family members, because I would never, ever talk about some of those situations because I adore some of his siblings immensely. And so that made me sad to see him get to this place of like really, I don't know. I think he's just very angry about how he's portrayed. I don't know. I miss him. I tried to contact him multiple times to be like, hey, can we have a conversation? Can we talk about this? Can we really try to like get to a place where going forward, and it was, I don't know who was in his ear. I don't have any idea. It wasn't Sandoval. Sandoval has always been very, easy. But he said no so many times, and I said, okay.
Well, he created boundaries. You have to honor those.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like closing a chapter.
It wasn't creating boundaries. I had to create a boundary prior to him creating a boundary. That's what people don't understand, is that before...
You did the original boundary.
The OGBRY.
Yeah.
No, I think at the end of the day, we have to really honor that. But also as a female, I'm a solution-based person, so I was confused by how... I like to like learn things and like figure things out. And so for me, it was tough to see how he reacted to me blocking him, and he was sad about it. And then I had to just like kind of be consistent about that, but then I wasn't consistent about that, and I unblocked him. And then we had, it's tough, but I think we all have to honor our personal space.
See, I don't really think that Joe set the personal boundaries first. I think he was more the one that set the boundaries. Maybe she wasn't feeling right and she blocked him, but then she unblocked him, and then she missed him, whatever. She always says that she's missing him, but she says that, people need to respect personal boundaries. You're not respecting his. And clearly you did listen to the podcast if you knew that he said and mentioned his family members. And if you did listen to the podcast, he didn't say exactly what happened. He just said that you had lied to his family, and that was like the last straw. That was going beyond, a limit that he was not going to have in his life. So I feel like she's playing it off like she didn't listen, but clearly she has a clue of what it was about and what they said. So when, Billie was asking, well, did you lie? What are they talking about? She could have had an answer. She chose not to. And clearly, like I said, she had an idea of what the podcast was about, because she's mentioning things that were in that podcast that unless you listened to it, you would not know about it. And in my opinion, I think Schwartz was the one to put up the boundaries, especially when he got a new girlfriend. And maybe his new girlfriend felt very uncomfortable with her being around, where she knew that they had a situationship and that he had screwed her before, all of that. That just makes any new girlfriend feel uncomfortable. And he was trying to please his new girlfriend. That's not anything bad. I don't know. I just feel like she's over-exaggerating with a lot of different things.
Well, also, you deserve someone who is wanting to throw you in the spotlight and like love and adore you in a public way, and not it be a secret.
Yeah, that was the hardest part.
So,
and I'm a rookie. Like I've said this, I'm a rookie. You're seasoned. Like, like not in a bad way, but like he's had 11 years of being on the show on and off camera. So whether he does, podcast off camera and then on, like, this is like, I feel so disgusted that like I'm not able to like tell the world that I'm not a liar and like, but I am right now. And then he's happy-go-lucky saying that this, all these things have happened, and like he's thinking that they're like the truth. And I just like, wait a second. Like I could just go and be like, yeah, I could be like, and like talk about Tom Schwartz, and I would never do, like I have so many things in my own like head and heart that I know that he would not want me to say, and I won't say it.
Yeah.
I know so many lies that he's told, and I will never say it. So if you're gonna call me a liar, maybe talk to me about that before, because being a liar is very triggering for me, because I'm a very like, whatever. Like if I were like to get hit by a car like 5 times, I'd be like, I got hit by a car like 50 times, right? And
you think you would survive that shit? Jesus.
Well, you
take the wheel.
You're
If you got hit by, I like the hypothetical of if I got hit by a car 5 times, it would actually be 50. I'm like, that's a wild metaphor for what you're about to drop on us.
But
Okay.
I'm saying like
You're saying you exaggerate.
Yes. But
Yeah.
I'm also saying that the shit that I saw and witnessed out of his mouth was, I don't even want to. Like, I'm going to protect him.
I mean, we get it. People lie about things, especially on Vanderpump Rules. Tom lied. Well, I shouldn't say lied. He just didn't let it out the bag that he made out with Sheena in Vegas for how many years? These things are expected on Vanderpump Rules. People lie. I'm glad that she admits that she exaggerates things, but when you exaggerate things, you are still lying about things to exaggerate it, to make it seem cooler than it actually is. So to me, you're admitting that you did lie about things. And of course, yeah, maybe he lied about certain things that you know about because he didn't want other people to know, just like you lied about certain things that he covered your ass for. It happens. But what he said was you were a compulsive liar to the point that you were lying about the littlest things that there was no need to lie about, like babysitting the executive producer's kids. That was a lie that you didn't need to tell, but yet you did. This is the things that he is talking about. I just don't think she gets it. Like, listen, sometimes my boyfriend lies. Do I cover up for his lies? I do. Like when he didn't want to tell his family that he was sick on Easter. I covered for him. It's things like that. And I believe those are what she's talking about. And then she's now going to play the, well, I'm just going to protect it. Like, okay, so now you're implying that maybe there are big lies that Tom Sandoval has said. I said Sandoval. Schwartz. Oh my God. I get these two confused all the time too. But maybe there are these big lies that Schwartz told, and that's what she's trying to imply with, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to protect him. No, I don't play that. I feel like she is trying to manipulate the audience. And then there she is like, well, when you don't have a platform, girl, you've been on 3 platforms. You have an IG that you've been on nonstop. And the kid goes on, well, he did go on When Reality Hits twice. The first time, he didn't even talk about you. The second time, yes, he did. But he did go on other podcasts to talk about Vanderpump. That is part of his job promoting himself and the show. So it's like you went on these platforms to talk shit about him where he only really went on one platform to just kind of clear the air, and you sitting there saying that he was happy-go-lucky and telling all these things. No, he was actually upset that he even had to talk about the situation. He was upset that he even made you had to look bad even a little bit because he cared for you. But he was tired of the shit that you were doing and pulling. Ugh. All right. Vent session over. Let's get back to it.
That's fine.
Are you going to go on next season if there is one? Have you thought about it?
I don't even know. My car broke down yesterday. I don't even know like how I'm gonna fix my car. So fuck, I have no idea. That is down the road. Probably not. It's been a ride. Yeah, probably not.
You want to do it again?
Do you?
I would say I would just say no. Just say
Ask it again.
Just say no.
Are you gonna go back if they do another season?
No.
No.
No, but
I like that you did this with it too.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation with a guy in a public way?
Like on TV or something?
Listen, have you been on Vanderpump Rules and had this exact same situation happen?
No,
But
I
like,
really
even
do
like on
appreciate
social
this, so you
media,
guys,
even
thank
on
you.
social media, like sometimes there's public situations, especially being a comedian.
Yeah, no. But I did date like back. I was trying to think of like when you said being hidden, but it was kind of more of a mutual thing, like
like a discreet relationship.
Yeah, so that it's not the same thing at all.
But it almost like
Has some
if that would have been on
qualities of the
TV, would
same.
you have been like pissed off if like it was broadcasted as like he was like definitely hiding you in the back and then you were on like a national
Yeah, that would suck. That would be different. That does
Yeah, and
make
you
it
guys-
different.
She talks
Yes.
about peeing her pants in dudes' beds on stage. Like you'd be pretty comfortable.
What?
Yes, I've seen it. It's funny as fuck.
No, I wouldn't like that if he's like portraying something that he's not in front of other people.
Yes.
It's different when it's a small group or just like
Yes.
you two, but that would not be okay.
Yeah, behind closed doors. Yes.
Yeah, which is why you should close the fucking
That's
door.
why you should
Well,
pee in
that's
his
what I'm
bed.
saying.
Yeah, piss
Yeah.
his bed.
Pee in his bed.
Piss? Wait, but
Mandy
I want to
figured it
know.
out.
I want to know the reason
Of what?
why it was not public.
That is
A good question.
a great
Literally
yes.
the best question of the entire podcast. Mandy's been sitting there with the thinking putty silently cooking up the best question of the whole podcast. The best question of the whole podcast. Holy fucking shit, Mandy. No.
Well, let's be real. Joe wouldn't even maybe have a contract for next season, seeing that she was only really there as a friend of Tom Schwartz, that he was in a situationship. I would think if anyone would be there, it would be Sophia, his new girlfriend. Since, he's dating her, just like we saw Dan. It would be that kind of a thing, just like when we got introduced to Brock. We saw him here and there. Same thing with Allie. There's really no need for Joe. The only way maybe Joe would come back, or they would want her back, is if Rachel decides to come back, because then at least she has her and they're allies together. Like, that would be the only way. And I don't see that happening. So her saying she would never go back, I hate to break your heart, honey. I don't think they're going to offer you a contract. But like I said before in my reaction video, I think she has this great spunk and uniqueness to her that like she can pull off a show, a podcast, even doing some like hair stuff. Like, I think she would do great at it. She actually just did this hair video for Hair Boss, which I believe it's the salon she works for. It's the extensions that her boss created. I'm not quite sure, but I know it was her boss that put in the extensions. She did great in that little reel on Instagram. Maybe I'll show it to you later. But it's like, I know she has potential. I just don't think Vanderpump is the show for her. You get what I'm trying to say? There's really no need for Joe on season 12. And to the naysayers, there has not been an official Vanderpump Rules is canceled. They just paused filming, giving them a break like they've done with other Real Housewives shows, and then come back when, there was more juice happening. They literally picked up filming right after the reunion last time, and they've been doing this for quite a while where they're always filming in the summer. So maybe it'll be better that they don't film in the summer and they get a different kind of filming, angle in the fall, winter kind of a thing. I'm down for it. Are you guys? Would you guys be sad if Vanderpump Rules didn't come back? Let me know down below.
Natural. I think it's I don't know. I think at the end of the what happens is when you're with a person and you're behind camera, off a TV show, and you're celebrating love and life and laughter with somebody daily.
Live off love.
There's that. Sure.
Live off love.
And then you are doing so many wonderful things that are exactly what you would call dating. So dating, I mean, what would you call dating? How would you navigate, all three of you?
Spending
How would
more
you
than
guys
5 days
Yeah, if you're
together.
spending a lot of
There
time
it
together,
is.
which you guys were.
Yes, 5
Here's
days
the thing too, though.
for a year and a half.
He was going through a lot because he
Yes.
lost his best
and
friend
I was going
Tom.
through a lot too, so we were there for each other. It was
Yeah.
so many beautiful layers of
Mutual fix.
very much so, and also just
That's trauma bonding, honey.
very much so. And also, you're not wrong. But also, I really do still care about him. I just think that it would have been nice to have some explanation.
Yeah, everyone
because he
deserves
said
it.
on
So
the
you
show
feel you didn't get closure from him?
He said on the show that he didn't want to be in a relationship, but then he also said he would marry me in 8 years. And then he also said that he wanted to. I was the love of his life. And then he also said that he wanted to have this, beautiful like relationship with me. Then he also said like, oh, Joe's just my friend, but I'll totally like, you're so perfect. And it was like, burp, burp,
Well,
burp,
because it was part of his 8-year timeline. What is the 8-year
But then
timeline?
the one, I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, how old is he?
42.
So when he was 50,
he's not 42.
that's
is he?
what it was,
He's gonna
right?
be 42 in October.
No way.
Wait,
But we
42
don't
was
wanna hate
80,
on
50.
him.
That's
I'm
what
just
it
saying,
is.
No,
Like,
no,
midlife
I'm 40.
crisis.
I
That's what
just
he was
didn't
waiting
know.
for.
Yeah.
He seems younger because he's like he's like a little young.
I literally thought he was my age.
Yeah.
I know.
I literally
Yeah.
like, he's 27. He's so chill. I'm 26.
Right, and we don't want to but I'm saying we do need to figure that out because at some point, when it came down to it, his last basic words were like, I don't want to be in a relationship. He said it multiple times in the confessionals on the show. I did not know that, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know he was talking about that, but because behind closed doors, he was telling me how much he had cared about me and loved me and all these things.
You're hearing something completely
different. And then he decides to be in a relationship publicly with a 20-something-year-old.
Classic
like
42-year-old.
3 months later.
Classic 42-year-old, bro.
So how do you think I'm supposed to understand that?
I think you need
like,
to abandon the 8-year timeline. No more.
Well, no, I think you need to abandon that entire.
Oh, that's
fucking
already
ship.
abandoned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
done.
close the door.
Oh, yeah,
Abandoned
it's
until
closed. I'm
a
just
possible
explaining
next
finally
season.
in a safe
Yeah.
space to be like, look, this is what I experienced as a female that was literally on a TV show and then told this, and then spoke my truth and then got called all of these different weird names and then told me that I wasn't dateable basically after 2 years together, and then all of a sudden he's dating somebody publicly. So like, how do you think that makes sense?
The problem is Tom Schwartz didn't know what Tom Schwartz wanted. He had just gotten out of a long relationship that was something that went from girlfriend to fiance to marriage for many years. He didn't know what he wanted coming out of that. And you know what? Billie Lee said it. That's trauma bonding. That's what they were doing. That's why it was complicated. That's why they didn't know what each other wanted because he didn't know what he wanted. He was dealing with his trauma. She was dealing with her trauma. And that doesn't always work. It's not working, I don't believe, even with Sandoval and Victoria. I mean, I don't know Schwartz and Sophie's relationship. Wish them all the best. But this is like the first time he's even stuck up for his girlfriend, and it just seems a little different, and I do really hope the best for him. I just feel like if she really wants this to be done and over with, she would stop going on people's podcasts and talking about it. You keep saying it's done, it's over, like there's no more, but then why do you keep talking about it? And we all know Schwartz was probably, yes, telling you behind the scenes he wanted to be with you, this and that, because he was probably scared to be alone, scared to, I don't know. Guys do crazy ass shit. He's, friends with Sandoval. What do you expect? Like, I hate to say it, but they kind of have a similar mentality. Like, Sandoval's a little worse, but that's because I give Schwartz more credit than I should. God damn it. But I do feel like Schwartz was being genuine with what he was saying on Brittany's podcast, and I think there's a lot more yes to it. I believe that there are more lies coming from Joe than Schwartz, and that's just from everything I've heard and gathered, in my opinion, and she's hurt. Yes, she's very hurt, but what she's doing with this hurt is only making it worse. Or maybe this is how she's going to get her fame. I don't know. But that's what it's feeling like.
Brain and my heart feel. Like,
No,
it doesn't
that's-
make me feel good.
Fucked up.
It sucks. It
sucks.
really fucking sucks. And I don't
I'm
want to blame
sorry.
him. I know. I love you, Billie Lee. I don't want to blame him, but I'm also going to say, like, look, that is my journey. Like, that was also on national television. Like, you can't dispute that. And then having
You deserve a chance to be able to explain it and stand up for yourself.
Exactly. And this is why I'm happy to be here. Because like that is also like moments of helping with his family and then helping like with like there are things I'm just never going to talk about.
It's deeper than show.
It's deeper than show.
There's
You
real
see
shit.
the show, and Billie Lee knows this. You see the show, but there are so many underlying factors that you don't, want to talk about. And at the end of the day, my heart broke, and I was able to have a safe space here to like talk about it. And I'm disgusted by the fact that I am being called this, that, the other. But I hope people can relate to this and like turn this into a positive experience for themselves too.
Well, fuck everybody else. I want it to be a positive situation for you.
I love you so much.
And no
Billie
offense
Lee.
to everyone else, but like right now, it's your time to heal. It's
Yes.
your time to work on yourself.
Yes.
And I said
Yes.
this to you on the phone.
You did.
Just when he comes up in your mind, just
Take
try
a
to
Jello shot.
Take a Jello shot.
When he comes up in your mind.
Well, I say breath work. I'm like breath
she's like
work.
meditation, honey.
Yeah.
Go to yoga.
Well,
Let's go on a
Take
hike.
a fucking Jello shot,
out.
bitch. Fuck the meditation.
I'm gonna go with Billie Lee.
Yeah.
Every time you come in your mind, take 2 Jello shots.
This has been such a crazy episode, only just because I wasn't planning on revealing as much or talking
same.
shit about someone. I don't like the way that I feel
I don't
now.
like the feel I would feel either.
No, I feel awful.
Me and Mandy
I want to
did
talk
nothing.
shit about this fucking 42-year-old.
Yeah.
I hate
We'll have
it.
to probably do it again at some point.
No,
we need to recap, Mandy. What do you think?
This
We
is
need
the
to know
most
your-
relatable situation that women are always put in. We
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
from all of our best friends, and we're always telling them to
Yeah,
leave
we shouldn't
them.
forgive this. Or,
No,
like, we
this
should.
is everyone. My best friend Laura, you're listening. I hate her
Laura?
fucking boyfriend.
Yeah.
Laura.
Oh
I
my
hate-
gosh,
Laura,
thank you.
Laura,
It's
Laura.
so tough. And
No, that's because we have big hearts and they feed into us and they hold us until they're ready to leave us. And we do all those things, the hard things, and they use us, squeeze us dry, and then get a 20-year-old.
Use you to get through the hard thing.
I agree. There was a lot of tea spilled this episode and a lot of drama that came because of it. And we're going to be covering this, I believe, a little bit more because I do know up in Adam, we had Victoria and Kyle Chan on there. Love to see that. Love to react to that for you guys. And of course, we have Rachel's podcast. I was working on that. Saw this. I was like, let me pause that to do this. So that will be out soon too. So definitely check out that. So I don't know what you guys think, but we have a couple minutes left. I think that hopefully Joe can move on and be grateful for the experience and learn from her mistakes and do her thing. But I feel like that's not going to happen. And with the Billie Lee stuff, I think this is only going to get started because people are pissed off already. They're mad. And Sandoval's doing traders. He don't even know what's going on. So wait till he comes back and he has something to say. All right, let's finish this bad boy.
This is the movie. He's just not that into you.
Mandy likes to sit in silence and wait to cook the craziest shit ever and then releases it. I'm like, this is wild.
No, this is such bullshit. And
It
this
is.
is like the one thing that I hope women can evolve from because we just care so much.
We care too much.
I know. I'm a fixer-upper. Like if someone,
Yeah.
you know,
We love a
there's-
project.
We always wanna do
Billie's
that.
a
I
love a
love
project.
a project.
You love a
If
project.
someone's in
You're a
need, I'm
solution-based
there.
person, so you're always very like you are very comforting to so many people that you know you like a good not project, but you're very good at like helping and fixing.
Nurture.
I want, yeah,
Nurture.
yeah.
Billie's a big
People-
nurture.
I want people to feel good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also you're very good at helping others like myself when I have conversations. Like you help me set boundaries and you are very good at about being like, who cares? Go for a hike.
Yeah.
You know, take a moment.
Yeah, let it
Who
go.
cares? Let it go.
It's like with the whole Sandoval thing. I cried for like a week and a half because it was a lot of energy. But now I'm in such a better place.
And it's also
And
really great that you
have like a weight lifted off your
It
shoulder.
But also,
literally-
it's so good that also you and Schwartz are in such a good place too, and we can have this conversation and
Yeah.
still be very close. Just
Yeah.
because think about this, I'm on a podcast with one of my dearest friends. We have a safe space where we're allowed to talk about my feelings about an ex-boyfriend or what the world, whatever, and she's allowed to speak and defend him. And like
Yeah.
that's the most beautiful thing where. Sorry, my hands are just really moving around. But you need your
you need your
know what I
slide,
mean?
like
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
buddy.
It's so nice to have that because that's the most beautiful thing because when you really put your head on your pillow at night, she can put her head on her pillow and know that like, you know, Tom Schwartz is one of her great friends and like, but she also can be very good friends with me and we can talk about like the weather and go hiking and like
Yeah.
talk about the funniest stuff. We can
Well, because we're
compartmentalize.
grown-ups, you know?
We're
Like,
grown-ups.
We can
That's
do
it.
that. Yeah.
That's it.
But I'm excited for the next chapter for you. It's
Thank you,
going to
babe.
be better for you. I know
Yeah.
it is, and you deserve better.
I know. Thank you, babe.
Can
And
you guys
yeah.
please tell me where we can find you at? I want to see you pee your pants on stage.
Yeah, can I?
Um,
Can we ask what you're? Oh wait, Friday. What? Friday.
Is this my camera?
Yeah.
Every camera.
I found it. I found it now. You can find me at my Instagram, just Mandy Martino. I have 2 podcasts, Misery Loves Mandy, where comedians talk about miserable moments that they make into jokes, and then the other one is Weirdly Obsessed, where we talk about people's weird ass obsessions.
Oh, I need to be on
Fuck
those.
yeah.
You can
Oh my
definitely
God.
get both of
that
them.
is way better than my little pitch.
Those both
No.
sound like my exact
I'm
personality.
gonna follow you now.
Those both sound my personality.
Misery Loves Mandy.
Okay, Joe, you have merch.
Yes.
Let's shout that out.
Shop joemygosh.com and then obviously just like follow Joe my gosh at Joe my gosh on Instagram. That's the only 2 things that I have. And yeah, I just run an Instagram account and one of them is merch and then the other one is just me being goofy. So
Thank you so much for coming on.
love
Thank you
you,
for
Billie
holding
Lee.
space. I know
I
this
love
was
you,
a
Mandy.
lot. This was heavy.
Yeah,
you
thank you,
dropped
Mandy.
in with some really great knowledge, and I really
Mandy
love you
literally
for
made
that.
the fucking episode. People don't realize. Yeah, Mandy was sitting there and processing with the fucking slime,
Yeah.
and then literally dropped the most knowledgeable moments of the whole episode,
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 times.
I'm kind of still on fire about your
Yeah.
situation.
she's like pissed.
Thank you
Joe
both
just
so
got it out of
much.
her system, and now Mandy's
Yeah,
really
I'm
mad. The
holding
podcast's
on to
over,
it.
Mandy's driving over.
I got it.
I got you.
You transferred it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
So, what did you guys think of Billie Lee's podcast, Billie and the Kid? I think Sammy has such great energy. I think Billie brought a lot of tea this episode, and I think it was festering up that it was bound to happen, and now it's a lot of people are talking about it. I think Joe didn't really say anything new, just gave us the runaround, and, I didn't watch it, but, I did hear him say this, and it hurt me. That's the runaround, girl. You heard the podcast. Should have answered some good questions. That was your chance to then admit any of the lies you've ever said. That was your chance. You didn't take it. And poor Mandy. Poor Mandy sat there the whole time, didn't say a word. But I will say, she did come in with those hot questions that really did, help the situation. And, none of her questions really got answered. She wanted to know, well, what was it that ended this? Joe still doesn't know. I'm definitely interested in seeing other podcasts by Billie Lee. If this is something that you guys are also interested in, let me know down below what you thought. If this is something that you would like me to cover again, it was fun. I hope you guys saw the little lightning bolts that I added in the sunburst. That was my little Easter egg of this episode for you all. But I will see you guys again here soon. I hope you all had a great weekend and ready for the next week, which summer is finally here. So I hope you all are enjoying that. Bye, everyone.
Oh, I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you close. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. We just can't